Hello everyone, this video is about how to apply for an education loan for your blocked account in Germany from SBI or any kind of government bank in that matter. So I'm making this video because I suffered a lot while applying for an education loan and at that time I wished that I was prepared better for the entire process, and I hope that this video can help others who are about to apply for the education loan or applying for the education loan. And so let's begin. So at the beginning you might ask that why we are going to a government bank for education loan. So the answer is that government banks have lower interest for education loan. They have a generous moratorium period to pay back your loan, and they also offer rebatements or discounts in the interest rate depending on your personal banking history or how you are paying them back the interest. And the only problem with the only downside with the government banks is that they take a lot of time to process your loan, and it can make the process very tedious. And taking an education loan from private banks is like dealing your soul with the devil, because their rate of interests are floating interest, so they might change depending on how you pay them back, and their terms and conditions are very I don't feel safe at all while reading the loan terms and conditions. So if you are taking a loan from a government bank, then this video is for you. So according to me, there are 6 stages involved in taking an education loan from a government bank. So the first stage is looking for a branch or a suitable bank for your loan. So you might have State Bank of India or the Bank of Maharashtra or the Bank of Baroda. So at this stage you need to remember 2 things or consider 2 things, which is small branch and personal history with that branch. So why a small or a medium sized branch? Because in a small or a medium branch you can find the managers or the loan officers very accessible. You can sit down and have a talk with them. You can inquire about your status. You can convince them regarding any process and so on. But in a regional branch or a main branch, that might not be very easy. There might be exceptions, but generally this is the scenario. And the second thing that personal history, because you might have heard the term personal banking are used a lot these days. That is because banking depends a lot on your personal banking history, your family's credit score, and many other factors. So you should prefer a branch or a bank where you have had previously taken a loan from, or where you have had a bank account and banking experience. So moving on to the second stage of the loan process, which is the most important stage and where most people make mistakes, and that is convincing your bank. So you need to remember 3 things at this stage, which is tuition fees, blocked account, and disbursement details. So tuition fees is the thing about tuition fees is that you might know that most German public universities don't have tuition fees, and this makes it difficult to get an education loan, because the bank people will say that you don't have tuition fees, so why do you need a loan? We don't give loan for education, for living expenses and so on. So at this stage you have to be very careful and avoid saying that your tuition fees is 0. You need to be a little bit smart and consider that your semester contribution or your identity card fees or your registration fees or your exam fees, all of those come under tuition fees. So you have to present your proposal in such a way that they are convinced that you have tuition fees. And the second thing, that is blocked account. You might know that compared to USA or Canada, where most banks give loans, the scenario is not the same for Germany. Students have a blocked account and they get the monthly disbursement from the blocked account, and the money has to be transferred at one go at the blocked account. So in order to explain it effectively, what you can do is you can do 3 things. So the first thing that you can do is you can email your university and ask them about a blocked account, and they will reply you with the semester cost and the money required. So you can add the total amount of the money and show to your bank that this money equals the total blocked account. And the second thing that you can do is go to the German consulate website and print their page on the blocked account and show it to your bank. And the third thing that you can do is print out of the visa checklist for German student visa, and there also you can show that you need a blocked account for your study in Germany. So hopefully these will be enough to convince your bank regarding the concept of blocked account. And the final thing, which is the disbursement details. you have to convince them using the previous things that the disbursement should occur at one go, otherwise you cannot appear for your visa interview. In many cases, in many banks, this is known as deviation, where the money is given before the visa approval. So you need to ask for deviation. So once the second stage is over, you move on to the third stage of the loan application process, which is the application. So bank will ask you to go to the Vidya Lakshmi portal and apply there. So you need to remember two things at this stage. So the first thing is you open your, that is, give proper details at the Vidya Lakshmi portal, and second thing is be careful in breaking down your costs. So at the Vidya Lakshmi portal, you will see that they have given fields like tuition fees, exam fees, books, stationery, equipment, hostel expenses, sundries, travel, and so on. So don't put zero in the tuition fees. Be a bit smart, look at your cost expenses and break it down in such a way that the total amount comes close to the blocked account money. If you don't do this, then it will be very difficult to convince your bank that you need this amount of money for the blocked account. And one more thing that you need to remember during this stage is whether you are taking a collateral or non-collateral loan. For 7.5 lakhs and less amount, you don't need a collateral for a loan, education loan. But for an amount more than that, you need a collateral loan. So what most people do, you can do also, is that you can show that you need 10 lakhs or 9.5 lakhs, and you can mention as a margin that you are going to pay 2.5 lakhs or 2 lakhs as margin from your side, and you are asking 7.5 lakhs from the bank's side. In that case, this should fulfill the criteria that for 7.5 lakhs you don't need a collateral loan. But again, this might not work depending on your personal banking history or your credit score and so on. But still, this can be done. A lot of people do this and it is possible. So after you have applied for your loan, you move on to the fourth stage of your loan process, which is the processing and verification of all your details. So the bank, this is the most tedious part in your process, because the bank will take a lot of time to verify your documents. They might email your university, they might verify the existence of your university, they will call you once or twice for documents and other such stuff. But you have to be very two things you need at this stage are patience and perseverance. So you need to be very patient, and you need to regularly knock at your bank to remind them about your loan and ask for your status regularly. Otherwise, they tend to get stagnant. So after this step is done, you move to the fifth step of your loan process, which is the sanction of your loan. So two things which you need to remember at this stage are margin and how much they are sanctioning, that is amount of sanction. So margin, like I said earlier, that you can talk with your bank manager or your loan manager at the previous steps and talk about the margin beforehand. But if that was not possible, then at the sanction you might find out that you had applied for 10 lakhs and they are sanctioning only 5 lakhs or so on. So this can be a bit problematic, and again, this varies from person to person. If you have a good personal relationship with your bank, then this shouldn't be a problem at all. But in some cases, I have heard from people that they face problems during this stage. So once you successfully overcome this stage, you move on to the final step of your loan, which is the disbursement stage. So the one thing that you need to remember during this stage is the transaction method. You need to ask your bank how they are going to transfer your money to your account. So if you have opened your blocked account at Expatrio or Fintiva or Coracle, so I have opened my blocked account at Expatrio. So what you will find is they have three methods for transferring the money, which is domestic bank transfer, international bank transfer in US dollars, and international bank transfer in euros. So in domestic transfer, mostly you have to transfer in one go in most cases, but for international transfer you can transfer in more than one installments and save up on the tax rates and so on. So you have to talk with your bank. Most banks know this, so you have to ask your bank how they are going to transfer, because hopefully if at the second stage you have convinced them about the blocked account, then they should help you at the final step that how they are going to transfer the money. Oh, and by the way, if you are opening your Blocked account in Expatrio, you can use my invite code, which is ScionM1, while opening your Blocked account. So I guess this is all with regards to the blocked account and education loan process. Once you have disbursed your amount, it takes around 1 day or 3 days maximum, depending on the method of transaction that you have opted for the funds to appear at your Expatrio or Coracle portal. So once that is done, I don't think there would be any more problem from the bank side or anywhere else. You just need to apply for your visa or just download the 06 confirmation form and go for your visa appointment. So hopefully this will help anyone who is applying for the loan, and that is all. I hope this video helps you.